This may be too long to share for some people to read, but I had to. This is my first time I am posting anything online about this. I am a 31-year-old woman, married, and recently moved back in with my parents due to moving back to the town that I grew up in. My husband and I are taking our time looking for our own place due to wanting something nice in the area, and that is usually hard to find. This story takes place in my parents' house starting back 10 years ago. A description of the house for a bit of context. It is a 2-story brick and stone house in the city limits, but still surrounded by nothing but woods. You have to go through a garage that leads into the kitchen with the first bedroom to your left. Past the kitchen is the main living room, and to the right is the hall that is very open. In this area, you will find the main dining room and second living area, but if you continue straight, you'll see a staircase to your left, and even further straight is my parents' bedroom and bathroom. Going up the stairs, you will come to the third living area. Yes, this is a huge house, with 2 sets of French doors side by side that lead to the outside balcony. Going straight, a sharp left that leads you to the other 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. This is where the story takes place. The first time I stepped foot into this house, I immediately felt off, like something just wasn't right. I felt a presence, but I didn't know what or who it was. I brushed it off, thinking I was just reading into it too much. I continued to feel this for the next couple years, and because of this, I didn't much enjoy visiting them. My parents liked to gamble a lot back then, so they would ask me to babysit my baby brother and sister. One day on the weekend, my boyfriend, now husband, loved them, so he would always babysit with me. The first few times I really didn't pay attention to the feeling I would get because we would be busy playing or eating with the kids. After that, things kind of chilled out and we would end up watching movies until it was time for us to go to bed. Now, my husband is a freak of nature. It's like he falls asleep the second his eyes are closed. Me, on the other hand, takes me forever to get comfortable enough to wind down my mind. I also don't sleep well, even when I finally do get to sleep. This night was the first time I saw or heard something in this brand new house, in his room. The bed is facing the door, but not directly in front of it. With the double doors open, you can see the front staircase and all the way down the hallway, as long as the light is on, that is. This night, only one of the hallway lights were on. I was laying in bed with the TV on but the volume down, so I could hear if one of the kids called me. I was almost asleep when I hear one of my siblings coming down the stairs. I open my eyes just a bit and wait for them to get to the bottom, but they never do. I don't think anything of it. Close my eyes and begin to drift off again. A few minutes later, I hear it again. So I open my eyes and wait, but they never get to the bottom. This time I sit up and listen, a bit spooked, but nothing I cannot handle. I get a bit nervous, but I still go check to see if where they are, and maybe they are scared to come all the way down or something. No one is there. Confused and thinking I may be dreaming it, I go back to bed, this time closing one of the double doors. It was a few hours later, around 2:30 a.m., when I feel someone is very near me, as if they are standing next to the bed, right in front of me. Usually I open my eyes and I would see the green glow of the alarm clock on the bedside table, but this time I saw nothing. It was pitch black. I couldn't even see the hallway light on, and the TV had turned off on its own. I felt like I couldn't move. I was awake now and scared to my bones. I was finally able to call out my husband's name loud enough to wake him up. He reached over to turn the light on, and right then the scared feeling went away and I was able to move. I freaked out and started crying. I couldn't begin to explain to him what happened because even if I had, he didn't believe in those things. So I had told him I was having a nightmare and asked him to go check on the kids. When he came back, he said the kids were fine and got back in bed. With the light on, I was able to fall back to sleep. But it took me forever. The next day I told my mom about what happened, and that's when she told me she had been hearing footsteps on the stairs at night and even saw someone standing by the door at times. She didn't tell anyone because she didn't want to scare the kids. This is when she told me what she had done. She wanted to know what was going on in her house, so she went down and bought a voice recorder. One day she decided to use it and went upstairs while everyone was gone. She asked her typical question of who is there, what do you want, and why are you here? And then said, you have passed away and need to go into the light. You are not welcome here. The next day she decided to leave the recorder in one of the bedrooms upstairs while it was recording for about 4 hours while she was out running errands. I asked if she had checked it, and to my surprise, she said she was too afraid to listen to it alone. I wanted to listen to it. Off we went to the computer and began listening after it was uploaded. During the 4 hours she was gone, you could hear some clicking or tapping sounds of a drawer opening and closing, but we weren't for sure. Then we listened to the part where she asked the questions. Now you could hear a sound that resembled a fan or maybe static. Throughout the whole thing, some of the sounds were indistinguishable, but the one sound we did hear chilled us to the core. When she asked, what do you want, it gave us an answer. I am changing my brother's name for this. The answer was Jamie. It didn't answer any other questions except for that one. I cried immediately. He wasn't having night terrors for no reason. Something was there for him every night. We soon asked a friend to cleanse the house. For a long time everything has been okay. My brother stopped having night terrors. My mom was able to sleep comfortably and all was good again. Until now. I have been living in this house for a month and a half, and for the last 3 weeks I have been seeing things everywhere. Especially when I am alone. Because of this I won't stay alone anymore. I get the strong feeling of being watched. I had the feeling of someone pulling on my blanket at night. I think it is time for another cleanse. Oh, and just an FYI, I am a third generation on my mother's side of the family that is able to see spirits. My dad's side of the family has, in the past before I was born, practiced black magic. I don't like speaking to them, and I won't dabble in any of the spiritual stuff most people do. I stay far away from it as possible, and I recommend that you do too. Even if you are careful, those spirits can haunt for a long time even after you're gone. Update. So I'm sitting in the living room floor, playing with my nephew. Mom's on the couch, and sister's on the right couch. My nephew has a toy piano that is made of cloth and can be folded up. This piano is behind us in the corner with all my nephew's toys. We are talking and watching my nephew attempt to walk. When this piano makes a sound, it's like someone is pressing the keys slowly. We stop and stare and then look at each other shocked. Then the keys are pressed rapidly until it finally shuts off on its own. My mom and I are not scared. My sister is terrified due to something happening to her last night around midnight. That is a different story that I will be posting tomorrow. It's interesting. People have all kinds of reasons of hauntings, but we never know why. But we do know that they like to be vicious.